Hi, I'm Katie Miller and I'm a Raymarine ambassador, and today I'm here to talk to you about preparing your electronics for the JP Morgan Asset Management Round the Island race. So when the system was installed, the whole system should have been calibrated, and you'll have gone out on a sea trial to make sure that all of the data in the Raymarine system is accurate and giving you useful readings. Prior to a race such as the JP Morgan Asset Management Round the Island race, it's definitely worth reminding yourself how your depth transducer is calibrated. Is it calibrated from the waterline, or is it calibrated from the bottom of the keel? In other words, are you likely to run aground at 0 metres on the display, or at, in my case, 2.1 metres? If you want to take advantage of the tactical side of things in the Round the Island race, for example hugging up a shore that's particularly shallow, it's really important to know when you're going to hit the ground, so definitely worth checking before the race, which you can do through your system calibration setup wizard. If your instrument console is showing dashes as is seen on this display here, it means you've got an issue in the system. At this point you need to check your C-torque cables to check that the system is reading and sending information all the way through. If you've checked all the wires and they're all snugly fitted in and connected in correctly, you'll then need to check the transducers to check that they are also wired in, and also check that they're receiving and sending information into the system. The idea is to check that the depth and speed log are clear of barnacles or weed, and they'll give you an accurate reading during the race. Some transducers won't let, when you pull them out, won't let the water in because they have a paddle flap. However, some transducers will let the water in, and this is one of those. So make sure that you've got a bung handy if you know that your transducer will let the water in. Check the transducer for barnacles and weed build-up, and to make sure there's no blockages in the paddle wheel. Then spin the log to check that you're getting a speed reading. This is a dual transducer, so both the depth and the speed log are on the one transducer. This isn't the case on every boat, so you may find that your depth and your speed log are on separate transducers, so it's definitely worth checking both of them. Additionally, to prevent the build-up of barnacles and weed on your transducer, you can paint your transducer with a ketone-free anti-fouling, as is the case with this one here. And once you're happy that everything's working, put the transducer back into the transducer housing. Make sure the arrow is facing forward in the direction of travel to ensure that your speed readings are accurate. Then, once you're happy the transducer's in and secure, make sure you put your safety pin in to make sure that the transducer can't come loose on the thread while you're sailing, which would be potentially disastrous. So the next thing to check is that your heading is reading accurately. If it's reading on your main instrument, then check your onboard traditional compass to see what the variation is. During the calibration setup, you can adjust the onboard electronic compass to that of your traditional one. You also need to check that it's actually reaching the rest of the system, in my case the autopilot. Obviously you won't be using the autopilot on the Round the Island race, but just to check system continuity, just check all the control heads and make sure that the heading and all the other information is reading on all the consoles. I don't have a chart plotter on board, but you probably do, so if you do, just check that your course over ground, speed over ground, lat and long and course made good are giving you sensible figures. So that's the basics on how to check your electronics pre-race. As with any race, the key to success is preparation, so it's very important to check your electronics and the rest of your boat a few weeks before the race rather than the day before. If you have any queries, then there's a lot of information on the Raymarine website. In fact, if you can't find your manuals, you can download those from the website as well. If you have any technical queries that you haven't been able to overcome, then make sure you give Raymarine a call, because they will be able to help you. Otherwise, have a great race, and I hope this has been useful.